Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for our top 10 coolest looking Mystic champions. Basically, it took me such a long time, a little bit over 2 weeks for me to get this video done because I had a lot of trouble deciding which champions to include on the top 10 list and which 3 champions to include in the honorable mentions list. Even though I had about a third of the alliance help me with advice and suggestions and there's been a lot of discussions about it, I still struggled to pick 10 champions, and that's because there's so many amazing looking Mystic champions in this game. Remember, this is my top 10 coolest looking Mystic champions in the game. You probably have a completely different list, and I hope that you do, because guess what? Each one of us is unique. We have our own likes and dislikes. And that's pretty much it. Alright, let's get started, guys. We will start with the honorable mentions list, and the first one on the list, it's a very old champion in this game, Dr. Voodoo. Dr. Voodoo, simply put, he looks like he just stepped out of a comic book page, and right there on your screen, look at him, man. He just looks so cool. His staff is amazing, the way he's floating is amazing, the way he does them, the special 1, the special 2 is just perfect. Whoever designed this champion, good job overall, man. There's not a single thing that I don't like about this champion, except maybe for the fact that we don't have him as a 7-star. I mean, he's not that OP anymore. I mean, what are you waiting for, Kabam? Probably too busy not nerfing Serpent, right? Right, I had to get that in there. The second coolest looking Mystic champion on the honorable mentions list is none other than Ghost Rider. For a very long time, Ghost Rider was my favorite champion in the game. I even remember back in 2016 when 4 stars were still a thing. I got him out of a feature crystal, man. I was so happy. I think I opened one of them and boom, there you go. His specials with just the whip, is so good, man. I just love him so much. His special 3 animation with the bike, it was so legendary. How can you not like that? It's so rock and roll, man. It's so metal. I love him so much. Let's move on. Alright, so the third and final champion on the honorable mentions list, and trust me, if I could, I would probably put 10 champions under the honorable mentions. I even thought about making an exception and putting 5 for Mystics, but I thought it wouldn't be fair to the other champions from the other classes, because there were many amazing champions in the other classes too. I finally decided that the last spot should go to Dragon Man. I know there's some issues with his underwear because he's a robot dragon. Why the hell would he even need underwear? That feels like it's so unnecessary, and it's the only thing that bothers me about his design. But if you're willing to overlook that simple fact, we have a dragon in the game. How in the hell was I going to even make this video without including the only dragon that we have in this game? In my brain, that absolutely did not make any sense. His specials are pretty cool, especially that special 2. That's the dragon essence right there, you know, Dracaris, right? Before we get into the official top 10 coolest looking Mystic champions, I want to give a special shout out to Sir, Mr. Sir, Big Lettuces, Shoten Ryu, Evangelist 83, Bageyes, Jesus, Lord Beerus, and everybody else that I probably forgot, but helped me put this list together. Thank you very much. And what better way to show our appreciation to these fine gentle beings than giving a like to this video? You see, that's the best way to farm likes for the video. Let the fun begin with the top 10, and starting off at number 10, we have none other than the phenomenal Scarlet Witch Sigil. If you thought I was gonna have a top 10 with no Scarlet Witch in the top 10, you're probably out of your goddamn mind, okay? And I don't mean any offense, but it just sounds crazy to me. I can't even talk anymore. See, I look at Scarlet Witch and my mind goes blue. They did such an incredible job putting this character together. Whoever designed it did a brilliant job. Her specials are just chaotic, okay? Like, and you got the thing blowing in your face and the rocks and it stopped flying into your face. I just like her so much. Can you tell that I like her? I think you can tell. Okay, it's time to move on, Maladar. Okay, if I keep talking about Scarlet Witch, Billy's gonna jump on here and just slap me around. Number 9. We got Guillotine Deathless, and she looks so much more amazing than regular Guillotine, who I personally thought looked amazing to begin with, but this one comes in black with the hellish red sword thingy. Oh my god, it just looks, and the accents on the sides, you see, it's like fire. It's like fire, reddish lava piercing through her costume. She got a black mask going. She's kind of like a Zoro vibe. For those of you who were born yesterday and don't know who Zoro is, Google it. You know what, it's the same animations for her specials, but they look so much better in this one. Why is that? But Guillotine Deathless, what a cool champion. For number 8, we have Absorbing Man, and I know what you're gonna tell me, it's just a bald, shirtless, white dude with some purple pants, a wrecking ball on a chain on his shoulder. It just reminds me of the cool 90s wrestlers. I was a huge WF fan back in the day, and it just reminds me of, you know, like the Undertaker, and I even forgot their names or whatever, man. They would just rip off everything, go shirtless, and even though it was scripted and none of that was real or whatever, man, it just looks so freaking cool. And this guy turns into diamond or whatever that is because he's absorbing the outside materials, right? So when he does his specials, he looks even more amazing, especially that special 3 is so cool. But how can you look at this character and not think he just looks badass? For real though, like seriously, like look at him, man, everything looks so cool. All right, we're gonna move on to number 7, and it's an oldie but totally a goldie that for some goddamn reason is still not incinerate immune. Dear Kabam, it's been 1,000 years since you released this champion. Why is he still not incinerate immune when he's made out of freaking fire? I would say that maybe the one thing that's not that great for him is maybe that special 1. It's not that impressive. I mean, it's Dormammu. That's the best you guys could do with Dormammu, that simple special 1. Special 2 gets better with pew 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 pew, all that stuff flying out, but special 3 is great. Special 3, that's classic Dormammu. And we're gonna jump from Dormammu to a much newer champion who's going to be on spot number 6, and that is this lunatic over here, Werewolf by Night. The only werewolf in this game. How can you possibly not like this champion? He's such a good boy too. Look at him, you just want to pet him, right? And he's like, because that's what he does, because he's a werewolf. He's not supposed to be a pet. He's a mean wolf, right? But he's actually kind of not a bad guy, as you saw in the movie, and if you know from the comics, he's not entirely a bad guy. I like playing with him. His specials are just so werewolfy, you know what I'm saying? Simple, but just so effective, and yeah, it's a werewolf, man. Like, what else is he gonna do? With his paws, right, and howl. That's what werewolf's supposed to do. And now, guys, as we're about to crack into the top 5, drop a comment real quick with who you think it's one of the coolest looking mystics in the game. And as you scroll back up to continue watching the video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and hit play. And there you go. See, it's nice to follow instructions. That's what good viewers do, right? Right. Okay, so let's move on. And I'm crazy. Let's move on with number 5, and he's not here. I would love to have this guy as a 7-star, and I think I'm not the only one. Mephisto. Some of you who have been following this channel, I know all 10 of you, right? It's a little more than that, but still, you guys know that I had this guy ranked up way back in the day when 6-star rank 3s were a thing. I was the guy with a rank 3 Mephisto. Look at his armor. He's like the Lord from Hell or whatever he is, right? The Demon Lord. I freaking love his special 1. He's one of my favorite special 1s in the entire game. The special 2 is nice, very short, with the whip and a fire. Whip it. What a way to crack the top 5, right? With Mephisto. Give it a round of applause for Mephisto. Okay, moving on to number 4, Symbiote Supreme. You know, I like dark type kind of champions, like the evil, you know. I never like the good guys. The good guys are boring to me. And the eye in the chest, that's the eye doing this the whole time. Like, doesn't it get dizzy, like moving like that? I mean, I have 2 eyes and I get dizzy if I do this too fast. Okay, I need a moment now. Holy cow, I just got dizzy. Alright, so I hate his specials, but I love the way they look, right? He hits you with that special 1 or special 2 or special 3 and then you're done. Such a cool looking champion, man. I like him so much. Symbiote Supreme. But guys, now that we're about to go into the top 3, this is when things are about to get dramatic for some of you. On number 3, we have Kushala. A small criticism that I would have with this champion design, it's maybe that bandana, it's a little bit too wide, right? Maybe could have been a little bit thinner, you know, just a tiny bit thinner, but who am I to judge, right? Her hands are on fire because Spirit of Vengeance coursing through her body. Special 1 is freaking cool. Special 2 is amazing. Special 3, we love all the Ghost Rider type special 3s in the game. There's a bike involved. I don't need to go into detail. We all know what happens. Remember when she was on the, you know, Summoner's Choice list? I think it was from 3 years ago or something like that. I was one of the people who voted for her. I really wanted to get her so badly, and I have her, as you can see, as a 7-star, even though I have the 6-star to rank 5 as well. Level 200 ascended. I gotta mention it all. What a way to crack the top 3, right? It's just amazing. It was an intense battle in my brain between the number 2 and number 1 because both of these champions look freaking awesome. Probably 2 of the best looking champions in the entire game. But unfortunately, one of them had to be on the 2nd spot and one of them had to be on the 1st spot. And the number 2 spot is going to go to Kindred. How can you not like this, man? The wrappings, you know, on the hands and on the feet and the purple jacket. I mean, purple is just an awesome color to begin with. He's so mean looking. It looks like he's been miserable and happy at the same time his whole life, and he's proud about it. You know what I'm saying? He's got that expression, that evil expression. Is like, ready to go, right? So whatever's left of him is just ready to go. He's shooting bugs at you, which is yuck but cool at the same time, because it's like in my mind I'm like, oh, I just want to enjoy the special, and look at it, I'm like, oh, whoops, I forgot I had to dex this, right? And then you know what happens next. The special 2 is nice, special 3 is so cool, but imagine walking home, for those of you who live in a city actually, and you know, you pop into your building or your house, you know, you got to go to the elevator and the elevator doors open and boom, Kindred is there. It's like nightmare fuel, right? The number 1 coolest mystic champion in the game for me personally is none other than Purgatory. Maybe it's because I'm a huge Diablo fan and she reminds me a lot of, you know, characters from that game, from the Diablo game. Maybe because I'm into like evil looking type characters. Maybe it's because she looks like a demon. Maybe because she has a flaming sword. Or maybe it's all of those things put together that makes her look so freaking awesome. She has like a gothic vampire coat on. She has spikes on her bracelets, on her hand. Her specials, man, with the sword, kind of like a whip or whatever that is, man. And she spins, and for such a long time I could not dex that special 1. Special 3 is just amazing on steroids. You guys know that she was supposed to be god tier. One of the game dev leaders, right? They were like, oh, you know what? She's gonna be too god tier. Nerf her down, nerf her down. And we ended up with Purgatory the way she is in the game. Even so, man, she's not a bad champion. She's not a bad champion. I know we have 1,000 better mystics, and she does do a lot of damage, especially if you play with the damage masteries like I do. I'm probably gonna rank 5 her just for the hell of it, man. We getting resources now like 1, 2, 3, and I just like her so much. With damage masteries, any champion can hit hard except for Rhino. And how about all of you guys who want Kabam to buff Purgatory? Drop it in the comments, man. Let's get this going, man. Buff Purgatory hashtag. Why don't you guys tweet about it? Not tweet, post about it on X, post about it on Facebook, post about it in the forums. Let's get them to finally buff Purgatory. So guys, with this video we are wrapping up our top 10 coolest class champions in the game. Next we're gonna have like my top 10 most used champions. We're gonna have the top 10 worst looking champions in the game. We're not gonna split that by class. We're just gonna have a top 10 out of all the classes with all the ugliest looking champions in the game. If you have any ideas or suggestions of top 10 type videos that I should be doing, something crazy and wacky that nobody else is really doing. But that being said, I gotta go, man. I've been rambling for such a long time. Thank you so much again for checking out the video. Please also let me know in the comments which top 10 coolest looking champion video have you enjoyed the most. I know the mutant one exploded. By contrast, the top 10 skill one is not getting that much love. So if you haven't watched that one, please go check out the skill. Go check out all of them while you're at it. They're all nicely put in a playlist. But that's it for now, guys. I'll see you real soon with a brand new video. Thank you. Bye bye.